There's nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. You're conscious from ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Alright, nothing town to fuck all borough. Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? The song of death is sweet and then, like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants...
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to...
Somehow, you know what it is. A Caprice Canadian motor carriage. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap! It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie. With four, the blades come squeaking to a halt. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons, but the lights are off. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has written, was this not the same Elon that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the veil. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand, abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol. I bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and the shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but more likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony out. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, a door. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. Okay, cool. I won't. Okay. Sir, You've been here for 3 days. Couldn't say. In truth, so far.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to. She nods.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of... I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. That she looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes. You're a cop, Harry. It is unnatural of you.
Yes. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world.
Yeah? It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. Yeah? There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among...
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped. A slow, sad song started playing. Like organ music on... That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but... You said... Yes. It was very...
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic.
Then you started screaming and trashed the place. No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like a window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this... I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it. Glad to have been of assistance.
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. Still no answer. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Still nothing. There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green, like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear a normal cop is good, they're balanced, comfy. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Utterly. And it needs to be heard through a PA system, by other people. You should sing the sad, slow song you were listening to last night. Thought it was obvious. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face. You have to find out how the song goes first, though. Maybe a tape of something appropriate would help. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds like... A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuff. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegosaurus skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender. No, I'm not the...
He's very animated all of it.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here. Not... She just... you know...
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and looks like the bird was... This is the great... The small steel tag says as much. The great skua.
Look, your buddy... Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you. Concentrate.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for some. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and on the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the...
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer.
Okay, then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take it. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree? So, the body, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk...
Yes? What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous... During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between a security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay. To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled, using a device of some sort. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM...
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a major strike.
Is this a strike then?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. This district isn't used. Strike, coup, revolution. It's brigandage.
You feel something rising through you, a familiar feeling, an opinion taking form.
When I said we have to navigate community matters, I did not mean we have any say in them. I meant we should be careful.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Good.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Not a fan. It's just the
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and...
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that any...
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted? Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my... It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity. And...
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolary state west of the Insulindian East.
You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never...
A point of pride to him.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean? I have no idea what...
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think...
The lieutenant produces his small... We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch. The man with the unimpressive...
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41... Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She...
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only...
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just use...
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound... Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous...
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away.
Thank you.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to it. Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up. That's easy. See that door there? First, you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock work.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or...?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're...
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilate. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9... Yes, it is. No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real.
The cafeteria manager stands, isn't it, evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have. There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
Let's see. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't.
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them. Ask...
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up black, but you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you? You don't really know, do you? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment. The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick... colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago, your fingers find their way into the shackle. Flicking open its spring-loaded, the man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chisel. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old. You must forgive me. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but...
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are, right? It does still look like that in some parts of the city. We are in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, dear. And the Whirling itself is in the city. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the... I haven't seen very many other cities personally. Speaking of history, you know what year it is. Yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, no. Nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control, led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have... Oh, dear. This is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol. Not in... But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Someone more educated in sweeping matters.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe?
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck? Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have money for you. If there's anything else Whatever do you mean? Ah, yes. Probably Roll With Me by the Fletchers. People often quote the Fletchers at me. Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord...
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about... Of course, dear. Good luck with your...
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? Of course. What can I help you with? Of course. Where to? Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but just coast. There's a little fishing village, no problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just okay. Me?
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
I'm working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you probably know.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up.
Salts? Ammonium salts? Perhaps useful for later.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody starts playing after...
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. This button looks new, but someone...
This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you want, you're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Fuck me? Please leave the radio.
Nothing you can say would make you feel. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting,